OhSheReads here. Welcome back to my channel. And NaNoWriMo, or rather Camp NaNoWriMo, the July session is actually going on right now. And I thought, what better time than to update y'all on my NaNoWriMo 2014 novel, which, as y'all know, I have been working on still throughout the course of this year. This is the novel that I would like to be my first hopefully published work. I'm still trying to get it up to par for submission, and as I shared with y'all during my 2014 NaNoWriMo journey, during my NaNoWriMo vlogs, which I will link in this video if you want to go watch those, I am really passionate about this story. I'm still excited about this novel, and I cannot wait until the day comes when it's finally finished and edited and I can start sending it out to agents and hopefully find an agent and then moving on to pursue traditional publishing. I feel like I just rambled for a while, but I just wanted to update you guys on what's going on. I will also link my 2015 writing resolutions video, which I made at the very beginning of this year, and things haven't exactly gone according to plan with that. So I will also link, I'm linking a lot of videos, but basically I'm just trying to catch y'all up to where I am right now in the process with my novel and what's going on. So I will also link one of my NaNoWriMo, Camp NaNoWriMo vlogs. I did the April session. So I will link one of those vlogs where I go more into depth on like what's going on with my writing process for this novel. I'm not participating in this July session, but I did participate in Camp NaNoWriMo April session, and if you want to watch those vlogs, I will link those below in the description box. I'm sorry, I feel like this video is just one giant commercial for every writing related video I've ever done, but I'm just, like I said, I'm just trying to get y'all up to speed. But basically I wrote a completely different story during Camp NaNoWriMo back in April, and I actually ended up writing a contemporary kind of romantic comedy. Is very light and fluffy, and it was just a completely different story. I was inspired by my new job, which I've been at for about 5 months now, which is crazy to think about. And you know, it was kind of a one-off. I've kind of set that story aside. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with that one, but I have been really my heart is really just focused on the story that I started writing, you know, in November 2014 for NaNoWriMo. And I'm still interested in that story. I'm still passionate about it. Nothing's changed. I still want to pursue traditional publishing with that one, and I still want that to be my first published novel. Fingers crossed. Now, where I am with that process is I actually didn't finish writing that novel during NaNoWriMo. I did get to 50,000 words, but the novel wasn't finished. I set it aside for a few months, and I have to admit I got very overwhelmed. I came up with a schedule for myself for, you know, when I wanted to complete the novel and when I wanted to start editing the novel and start pursuing publication, and I honestly think I just psyched myself out and it just became really overwhelming. So I ended up setting the story aside for several months, and I've just now recently picked it back up. Pretty much the end of June is when I really started working on it again. And I'm happy to say it's almost completed, and once it's done, I can start the editing process. If you didn't know, I am writing a young adult contemporary romance. The characters kind of fall into that gray area where some of them are still in the young adult range, you know, the 17-year-olds, and then other characters in the novel are about 18, 19, 20-year-olds, so they're kind of falling more into the new adult category. But the way the novel feels to me, it feels like a young adult novel, so we're gonna stick with that. Now, my characters are very diverse. I am very passionate about, you know, including more diverse characters in young adult because we don't really have that. My main protagonist, female protagonist, is of mixed race. I do have some Caucasian characters in the novel, but I also have Asian characters as well as African American characters and Hispanic and Latino characters as well. I just really wanted to make my novel diverse, but I also really wanted my novel to reflect the world we live in today. Most of us live in pretty diverse areas. Maybe a few of us here and there may not see many other ethnicities outside of, you know, Caucasian where we live, but in my experience in America, most of us live in pretty diverse areas or have, migrated as we've gotten older and gone to college and moved off for jobs, moved into more diverse areas. And so I find it strange that in a lot of new adult novels, the worlds and the settings and the characters don't reflect the reality of what we see every day now in 2015. So as an aspiring young adult author, I am really passionate about including diverse characters in my work, and that includes characters with mental illnesses, that includes characters that are part of the LGBTQ community. I mean, I just believe in representing as many people as possible so that young people and even people like myself, I'm in my late 20s and I still read young adult fiction. I really want anyone to be able to pick up a young adult book and be able to find themselves in it in some way and to find some type of representation for who they are in some manner. I think that's really important, and I really want to start a trend. I feel like upcoming aspiring authors, we need to kind of come together and start a trend of writing more diverse characters, more complex characters and plots, and really kind of raising the bar for young adult fiction again. So my novel has changed a lot since my NaNoWriMo 2014 journey. The title has changed. The working title was Euphoria, which I don't know, kind of just came to me and fit the novel at the time, but it was a little too literal for my tastes. So I have since changed the title, and I'm pretty sure the title I have now is the one that I'm gonna go with, at least for the foreseeable future. I don't know, things could change. And I will not be revealing the title just for personal reasons, and if I choose to do so, that will probably be further down the line into my publication process, hopefully. Fingers crossed. And yeah, it's just changed a lot. The character has not really changed. None of the other characters have changed either. Not my main protagonist and not my side characters. The setting hasn't changed either. I think it's just the story has organically just developed, and as I personally myself have gone through things this year and emotionally grown and matured, I feel like my novel emotionally grew and matured along with me. There are certain things about my writing style that have changed, and I really give credit to participating in Camp NaNoWriMo in April and writing that romantic comedy. Something about writing something that I'd never written before. I pushed myself and challenged myself as a writer to write a romantic comedy, and I was afraid the entire time that I was going to fail. And I think once I accomplished that, I kind of broke through this barrier, and it was kind of like discovering a new frontier within myself and gaining confidence in myself as a writer, and like, okay, I didn't think I could do this and I did it, so I can do anything kind of thing. I can write anything. I can write whatever I want to as long as I'm passionate about it and I have a solid idea. So knocking down that wall really opened up my novel for me and really just made me more bold and daring, and made me kind of think outside of the box, and made me go to places that I was afraid to go to before because I was afraid that I was going to fail. I was still trying to find my voice as an author, especially within, writing like a contemporary romance that's believable, not cheesy, not over the top, not overly dramatic. I'm trying to write something real and grounded. I don't want to write melodrama, and I don't want to write soap opera. I just want to write a real touching story about real people finding love and, making their way through life the best way that they can. So that really helped me, and it really helped me develop my comedic timing and my sense of humor as an author, and that was just, it was the best. It was the best experience, honestly. Doing Camp NaNoWriMo in April really changed a lot of things for me with this novel, and I don't think that my novel would be as good as it is now, and I wouldn't be as proud of it as I am now if I hadn't participated in Camp NaNoWriMo in April and really pushed myself to do something new. I hope to finally finish my initial phase 1 writing by the end of the summer. That's what I'm thinking. and then the serious editing will start in the fall. So I have kind of been editing as I've been going along, but it's, you know, very nitpicky type things, more grammatic type stuff and sentence structure and just cleaning up things here and there and adding scenes. So the serious editing where I really get down to the nitty-gritty of the story, really try to iron things out, fill out plot holes, and really try to clean and neaten and tighten it up will definitely begin, I'm thinking early fall, around September, October. As long as I don't take another break again. I took like a 3-4 month break from the story. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen again, but I'm really getting into the groove of things, and I really want to go like full steam ahead with this one. So my hopes is that by January 2016, I will be ready for submission to agents. And so just stay tuned on this channel for updates on my whole journey and process, because I'm really focused now. I have a new kind of drive and just, I don't know, I'm just so determined to get this done. I honestly didn't have this feeling right after NaNoWriMo. I think writing 50,000 words in a month really took a lot out of me, more than I thought. And the break I decided to take after NaNoWriMo was only supposed to be like a month-long break at most, and it turned into like a 4-month break, because I, at that point, just got so sick of the story and just so overwhelmed by it all. You know, I was writing every day and I was vlogging daily, and I think I only missed like 2 days of vlogs. So just vlogging every day, editing the vlogs, putting them up, writing, thinking about the story 24/7 really got to me at some point. So now that I don't have to vlog, I don't have to edit my writing process, I just have to wake up and write. I think that, you know, it's a lot easier, honestly, and it's allowed me to kind of be refreshed and renewed and get a new fire and passion for my story. So really quickly, I just want to talk about some things that have really helped me while I'm writing and on the days that I have writer's block. The good thing about doing NaNoWriMo back in November 2014 and also Camp NaNoWriMo that I did in April of this year is it really instilled this habit of writing every single day. I know Stephen King in his book on writing talks about how important it is to write every single day and to make it into a habit, and I think that's important. But I also think that if you just don't feel like writing, at least for me personally, I don't know how it might be for others of you out there who write, if you just don't feel like writing, I don't like to put the pressure on myself or to force myself to write. Some people want to force themselves to write because their writer's block can become like this endless just sea that stretches out in front of you, and you just, if you don't force yourself to write, you just don't know if you will again type of thing. But for me, I know that I cannot go too long without writing. After a while, if I have writer's block or if I don't feel like writing, after a while I'll just get this overwhelming urge inside of me that I will literally be physically ill and feel really anxious and fidgety if I don't start writing. My characters will start bombarding me in my head, and I will literally go crazy if I don't write. So my writer's block is a very limited type of thing. So for me personally, and there might be others of you like this out there, if I don't feel like writing, I just don't write. I take a break. I take a personal day. I watch TV, or I watch YouTube, or I watch Netflix, or I go for a walk, or I live life, you know, go hang out with friends, you know, read, do other things, you know, and kind of take a mental break from my world and my characters and everything. And I usually come back to the story refreshed and with new ideas and just like excited to get back into it. I definitely think as a writer it's important to also live life so that you can write as well. You know, writing from your own experience is really important, but also just as you live life, you're learning lessons, you're growing and you're maturing, and that's all going to bring a certain type of maturity and spice to your writing. It's going to bring personality to your writing. It's going to help you to find your voice a lot easier because you bring yourself to your writing in a way that nobody else can. And the more experiences and life lessons that you have behind you supporting that, the more interesting your writing will be. I also believe in soundtracks. I believe that music and listening to music can really help build the landscape of your story, can really help your characters become more defined and their voices become more clear. I think that soundtracks for stories are great, And if there's music that really speaks to you and moves you and really sets the mood and the tone, either for you that day writing or really you think represents your story really well, I think that it's an excellent idea to make a playlist. Whether you do so on iTunes or whatever other music library you may use, or whether you build a playlist on YouTube and just, you know, kind of play it in the background as you're writing. I know a lot of people really swear by movie soundtracks, and personally, I've never really delved too deeply into that. I know when I first started writing my novel back in 2014 in November for NaNoWriMo, I listened to the Twilight Spotify station a lot. And that was really interesting. And that really added a certain kind of like moodiness to some of the scenes that I was writing, which was appropriate, you know. So, you know, there are a lot of things that you can do. You can even have a playlist on Spotify. So I definitely would encourage kind of like music setting the mood and the tone and kind of the emotional landscape for your story. I also believe in relaxation, and I believe in, you know, being relaxed can really unleash and open some, you know, mental floodgates for you. I learned this during my April NaNoWriMo session in a huge way. I incorporated getting massages into my lifestyle, and it changed everything, y'all. Oh my gosh, getting massages was like, it just, my mind was blown. The more relaxed I was, the more just the words flew so much easier. It was amazing. It's crazy how much the mind and the body are connected. So it doesn't always have to be a massage. Whatever relaxes you. You know, if going for long walks or hiking or going swimming or just being out in nature or maybe even talking to a good friend or a close family member, just doing something that relaxes you, you will be amazed how much more easily your words will come to you when your body is relaxed and you're not holding tension in your muscles. Your mind will be freed up to really go to those places that it needs to in order for you to write a great story. Another tip is really self-care. You know, I don't know about you, but when I have really been taken over by a story idea and I'm really deeply into it, I can forget to eat, I can forget to stay hydrated, I can forget to really sleep because I'm just consumed by my story. And I think it's very important that while you're writing, you know, keep snacks, healthy snacks, close by, whether it's fruit, something that you can grab and that's easy to eat and relatively mess-free. Make sure that you stay hydrated, keep water by you, continually hydrate yourself and refuel yourself. Make sure that you have some type of carbs in your diet and some type of protein on a daily basis. Make sure that you're sleeping enough, whether you need to take short naps throughout the day or if you just have to stay up all night and write this chapter, make sure that you make up for your sleep somehow during the day or in the next night of sleep. Really build a discipline within yourself to take care of your body and to really give yourself a break, and it will really help the process along. You won't be exhausted and you won't suffer from fatigue or feel overwhelmed. And my last tip is just to have fun. Like, this is not a chore. This is not something that you should feel obligated to do or forced to do. If you're writing a story and you don't like it, scrap it. Start over. It's your story. You can do whatever you want. You know, it's your novel. Whether it's a short story or a novella or something you're doing for Wattpad or something you're doing for a creative writing class, or if, like me, you're attempting to write your first novel, this is your baby. If you don't like it, change it. Stop forcing yourself to do something that you're not into, you know? You are in control. You are in the driver's seat. And if you're not having fun, if you're not passionate about the story, about the characters, it's gonna come through in your writing. You wanna write a story that you are completely captured and in love with. And that's really the type of books that we need out on the shelves. We need books that authors have poured all of themselves into, and when the readers read it, they can feel that love and that passion, and that love can be spread to the readers as well. So that is it for this video, and I will definitely continue to keep you guys updated on my writing process. Stay tuned on this channel for more writing related videos, and you can find all my writing videos under the playlist Writer's Life, #WritersLife, and that's it. Please, please, feel free to ask me any questions you have about either my story or my writing or writing in general in the comments, or any type of questions you may have about my novel writing, NaNoWriMo, whatever your little heart's desire, please do feel free to ask, and I will make sure to answer you in a timely manner, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye guys!